Guess what we're doing today? We are going to be planting our very first vegetables of the 2022 gardening season. I'm so glad you're here along with me for this journey and this video. Even though it's snowing outside, I am dreaming of spring. I am really looking forward to spring. And so in this video, I'm going to be planting tomatoes and peppers. So I hope you are as excited as I am. So let's go outside and get my trays and the equipment that I need. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in homesteading type videos like gardening, cooking, canning, food preservation, survival skills, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to stick around, and I can't wait to see you guys in the comments. So let's get started. Okay, so before I got started with planting, I realized that I have read about how it's important to clean and disinfect or sanitize your trays if you're reusing trays. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm letting my trays soak in hot soapy water. I was doing dishes in the kitchen while this was soaking, so I'm just gonna take a washcloth and wipe them down, like get all the old dirt off of it, and then I'm going to spray it with a non-toxic disinfectant. It's called Force of Nature, and it's hypochlorous acid, and it kind of smells like chlorine a little bit, but it's not chlorine, and it's non-toxic. It's safe, totally safe for humans, pets, babies, all that. So I'm going to spray this down instead of using bleach, and then we'll be ready to go. While it sits there and disinfects, I'm gonna go and prep my dirt situation. I also cleaned and disinfected this dish tub. You could also use a bucket or whatever kind of receptacle you want. So I have two potting soils. I have this one, which I have already used for my lavender and thyme starts, and they actually sprouted really quickly. So a lot more quickly than I thought they would. A lot more quickly than the packet says for the thyme. So this is Dr. Earth Pot of Gold organic potting mix. There's no manure in it. It doesn't have a smell. And so it's good for seed starting inside. On my head. So I am going to use this, but I also want to compare results using this. I picked this up. I have not used this yet, but it's the Burpee organic seed starting mix. And so we'll see. Since this worked so well, I might focus on mainly planting with this, but I also want to see how the Burpee one does. And plus I just want to use both because I don't want to let anything go to waste. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some dirt into our receptacle, into our dish pan, and then we're going to make, like, you know, we're not going to make mud, but we're going to get it moist so that we can put it into our seed starting tray. I'm not going to do that much because I'm not sure how much one tray takes. And like I said, I want to use the Burpee as well. So I don't want to put too much in here and then make it go to waste. But I'm going to go get some water in this. Okay, so we have our moistened potting soil mix. So now I'm going to go get our trays and then we can start planting. And I'm going to share with you what we're going to be planting exactly. Okay, you guys, I am back with my tray. So we have the main tray, the green tray that holds the water in, and then we have the cells. So these can be taken out, and this is a 72 cell tray. This was originally a Burpee kit, and it came with those little peat things that you saw me dumping out, but I don't think those were too great, so that's why I'm using my own mix. Then I have my gardening plans on how many starters or how many starts I want to do for each thing. So I'm starting more than I will need, just in case of germination rates, if they're not as good or if some die off or whatever. So I'm going to be starting 20 Amish paste tomatoes, 20 San Marzano tomatoes, 5 Rutgers tomatoes, 5 mortgage lifter tomatoes, and 3 cherry tomatoes. And then peppers, I actually don't have a number for sweet peppers or really any of my peppers. So I guess the remaining, I think that's what, 20, 40, 45, 50, 53 cells that will be taken up by tomatoes. And then the rest, so that's what, 19? There's 19 cells left for all of my different peppers. So let's get to filling up our cells. All right, I need more dirt, so I'm gonna make some more. Okay, I have 45 cells filled. I'm just gonna pat them down. So I think now that I've used up all of this Dr. Earth, then I'm going to try some of the Burpee. It feels lighter than the other one, so we'll see how this does. All right, gonna go get some water. Okay, we are going to fill up the rest of these cells with the Burpees. Should be able to tell, yeah, the dirt does look slightly different. So yeah, it definitely has a reddish tint to it and has more of this white stuff. I don't know what those white specks are, but I should be able to tell them apart. Just for experimenting purposes. I mean, you can use the same dirt, same potting soil for all of your plants, but I decided I would be adventurous. Perfect. Don't know how I eyeballed that, but I did. So here is my shoebox of vegetable seeds, all alphabetized. And I've got my flowers and herbs in another one. If you want to see my seed hauls for this year, go check out the card above. So let's see, tomatoes and peppers. So we're going to do tomatoes first. So we have Gardener's Delight from True Leaf Market, which is a cherry tomato. Then we have Amish Paste Tomato. This is Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company, but I ordered it through Azure Standard last year. We have San Marzano Tomato from True Leaf Market. Oh, and these two are paste tomatoes, the Amish and the San Marzano. Then we have 4th of July Hybrid. This is a slicing tomato, and it only takes 49 days after transplanting. So the idea is that you harvest them by the 4th of July. And then we have a mortgage lifter tomato, which is a beefsteak tomato and an heirloom. And then we have another heirloom, which is a Rutgers tomato and also a slicing tomato. So those are all the tomatoes that we have and all the peppers that we have. So we have a couple from the Dollar Tree. So we have a Habanero pepper and a Cayenne long slim red pepper. These were kind of like extras, so I'm not going to plant a ton of them, maybe 2 or 3. I'll start like 2 or 3 and see how many plants we get out of that. Then we have a Marconi red pepper, which is an Italian heirloom. It's a longer red sweet bell pepper. or yeah, they're sweet. And then we have your typical bell pepper, California Wonder heirloom, and then we have Poblano Ancho pepper, which you can make ancho chili powder out of, or if you want to use them fresh, they're called poblanos. Those dark green, a little bit spicy, but definitely not anywhere near like a jalapeno or anything like that. I'm not growing any jalapenos this year. I did last year. I had one plant and I got quite a few jalapenos off of it, and pretty much all of them are still in my freezer. So I haven't done anything with them, so I don't think I will really need anything this year. So anyway, so we're going to do tomatoes first, and let's start with the two biggest ones, which 20 each of Amish paste and San Marzano. So let's just start off with Amish paste because alphabetical. So there's 25 seeds in here. It says it's an old Wisconsin heirloom dating back to the early 1900s. So that's pretty exciting. So I only have 25 in here, so I have to be careful and can't waste them because I'm going to be using 20 of these. What I observed my dad doing when he plants seeds in a seed starting thing is he takes a pencil, you know, like with an eraser on it, and he makes like a little groove in the soil. If you guys can see, might not show up like on the camera. Now I don't want to do it too deep. Okay, San Marzano is about a 1/2 inch, so I'm assuming Amish paste are going to be the same. So up to right here is Amish paste, and then I need to make sure to label correctly. And I need to make sure I only get one per cell. This is super tricky, you guys. So I have my seed labelers, or garden labels, plant labels from Dollar Tree. I guess what I'm gonna do is I will write the name of the plant and then how many cells. So here we have Amish paste 20. So we're gonna put that right here. Because I'm notoriously bad at labeling things and like remembering what's what, I'm gonna make a little line here with some painter's tape, and I'm gonna put this as to where the line is. So Amish paste all the way to here, and if I forget, I can always go back to this video. And then this is where San Marzano starts. There we go. Okay, onto the peppers. So now I need to determine how many peppers of each one I want to do. The pepper we eat the most of is sweet bell peppers, so I want to do the most of those. Like I said, I'm probably only going to do 2 or 3 of the hot ones, the habanero and the cayenne. So let's just say 6 total for that, depending on space. I guess the ones I'm going to do most of are this California Wonder and the Marconi bell pepper. So let's see, how many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 6 is 30, 31. So I have 31 cells left. Let me do a little bit of math here. I'm going to do 1 row plus 1, so 7 of Marconi red pepper. I'm going to do 2 rows of California Wonder. I'm going to do 1 row of the Ancho, and I'm going to do half a row each of the spicy seeds. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so let's do the Marconi first. I would get, maybe they were Marconis. They weren't marked as Marconis. They would be marked as paprika, which I don't know if paprika is pepper in German. There's the seeds for the Marconi. We lived in Germany. If you're new here, oh, I need to make my holes. I'll talk while I make my holes. My husband and I and our dog Zoe at the time, she's since passed, but we lived in Germany with the army for 2 years, Wiesbaden, Germany to be exact. And I loved grocery shopping over in Germany. It was such a pleasant experience. I liked it, and the food was great. they had, like, I remember at Aldi, I would get these red elongated sweet peppers, and they would be called paprika. And so I'm thinking that they were like a Marconi red pepper or whatever. That's it for the Marconi. California Wonder, a 1/4 inch as well. So this one, we're gonna do 2 rows. Okay, and then we're gonna do the Poblanos. Okay, my camera ran out of memory, so here I am. I finished up the last row. So let's go over everything. And actually, I need to cover my seeds. So here we have, again, just as a different viewpoint, Amish paste, 20, all the way to there. And then we have San Marzano all the way to there. And then 7 Marconi peppers, so 1 right there and 6 there. And then 2 rows of California Wonder pepper, 1 row of Poblano peppers, 3 of habanero, and 3 of cayenne. So that is a 72 cell tray, totally taken up by my tomatoes and peppers. I have 1 more 72 cell tray outside if I can find them. And this did come with a plastic clear dome, which you need to use before they germinate. However, the wind storm a couple weeks ago might have taken it away. I don't see it in the yard. This is what I get for not putting my stuff away. So I think instead I'm just going to use plastic wrap, and these markers can kind of hold it up. But yeah, you want to keep it moist in there. You don't want it to dry out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use some plastic wrap and use these as like to hold it up. So we are gonna go and cover up, I'm gonna use my pencil. We're gonna cover up everything, and then I will use my finger to kind of pat it down. Sorry, it's like hard to hold the camera, point it where it needs to be pointed, and do this and like make sure I'm in the frame. Having your plastic dome would make this so much better. All right, you guys, so I am done planting my first, well, they're not my first seedlings of this year, but they're my first vegetable seedlings of the year. Thyme and lavender are already growing, they've sprouted, and cannot wait to start seeing the tomatoes and peppers come up. It's gonna be super exciting because that's one of our focuses this year, is to grow enough tomatoes to put up, to can into diced tomatoes and tomato sauce, tomato paste possibly, pizza sauce, marinara sauce, that kind of thing, and have that stocked in our pantry on our shelves so that we don't have to buy canned goods from the store. We can be a little more self-sufficient in the food area. So super excited. I hope you guys are coming along with me to plant your tomatoes and your peppers. Maybe you live in a zone that's colder, so you have not planted yours yet. You can't plant them yet, but you can watch this and get excited and inspired. And even if you're in a warmer climate than I am, you can still plant. It's not too late. So I hope you leave your comments below. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, you guys, a little post-allude to this video. I was so excited about filling up that tray and planting my Amish paste and San Marzano and then all of my peppers that I totally forgot that I had those other tomatoes. Remember, I was supposed to plant Rutgers, Mortgage Lifter, 4th of July Hybrid, and Gardener's Delight. So I'm gonna have to do these. I don't know if I'll show this on camera or what. It just kind of depends. I need to get this video out pretty soon, but I will be planting these other ones in case you're watching like, wait, I thought she was gonna plant these other tomatoes. I really should have planted all the tomatoes in one tray. That would have made most sense, right? But my brain. Anyway, I will be planting these other ones, so, all right. I will talk to you guys in the next video.